Hello, fellas and ladies. The Oscars are fast approaching. It's coming up so soon. It's almost there. So now let's do what we all have been waiting for. What would I have voted for? What do I think should win? This might be quick. This might be loose and easy. These are what I think should win. If I had a ballot, this is who I would vote for of who was nominated. These are not predictions. This is not that. My prediction video is coming, but this is not that. Thinking, oh, I wonder Adriano's going to predict to win. You're in the wrong video, buddy. Let's go. Start off with best visual effects. This is actually a pretty solid category. Like, my personal visual effects lineup, like, 4 of these overlap. That said, Alien Romulus, Better Man looks fantastic. Wicked's the only one that I'm like, are we doing this? But, I gotta go Dune. Yeah, Dune looks pretty spectacular, like the first shot of like the Harkonnens floating. It's just like, come on. Come on. Pretty spectacular stuff. Good use of practical and digital. Yeah, it's Dune. Film editing. Honestly, Wicked is really well edited. Same with The Brutalist. They're both really well edited for like what they're like, for their length. Like they're both cases the runtime zoom by. But I really like the editing in the Nora, like, a lot. Some people were criticizing the editing in, like, the back half, and I really don't get it. I think the use of editing is really smart in this movie. I go with the Nora. I think I'd personally go with Dune, or even Niggle Boys, but, hey, they're not here. Costume design. I'm really upset Dune's not here. I thought that the costume work in Dune Part 2 was, like, popped out to me more than in Dune Part 1. Nonetheless, it's a good lineup. I don't really have any qualms here. Honestly, even a Complete Unknown movie I don't like. I actually like the costumes in that one. Gladiator as well. But honestly, the costume work in Nosferatu really popped out at me. That and Wicked are the only ones that make my personal lineup. But I think Nosferatu, I really like the use of it. The period aesthetic is really flashy. It feels like its own thing. You can easily look at the costume work and be like, I've seen that in other period pieces, but it has its own flair to it. Makeup and hair, I think the fact that Wicked's here is a little silly. Like, she's green. I know you're gonna go put hair too. Objectively, the shit prosthetic work is more impressive than hair work. I'm not discrediting it. I'm just saying, like, Sasquatch Sunset, what they did is so much more impressive than making Cynthia Erivo green. I actually don't mind the makeup work in Emilia Perez when they did the Carla Sofia Gascon when she was the cartel leader. But, Nosferatu, what they did to both Skarsgård is psychotic. What they did to Sebastian Stan and Different Man was psychotic. Same with The Apprentice, honestly. But, like, come on, it's gotta be the substance. The shit they did to Demi Moore, the Monstro and Liza Sue, like, it's gotta be that. No-brainer for me, honestly. Best cinematography, get Emilia Perez the fuck out of here. Rest in peace, Nickel Boys, you should be here. Other than Emilia Perez, this is a really good lineup. I think 3 of these overlap with my actual personal lineup. I would vote for Dune. I would vote for Dune, honestly. I think what they did with The Brutalist is amazing. Nosferatu looks great. Maria looks incredible. But, my God, like, the shots in Dune, like, they will never not, like, be permeated in my head. Like, just the shot of him on the back of the sandworm is enough for me to be like, yeah, that's incredible stuff. The Brutalist is gonna win, and I can't wait, but I would vote for Dune. Best production design. Another lineup that, honestly, none of these are bad. Like, I think 3 of these overlap with my personal lineup. Once again, I gotta go Dune. Those sets just stood out to me even more than the first one, similarly to costumes. Again, these are all great, even Conclave. I think the recreation of like all the Pope shit was really good. Best sound, once again, going Dune. Weirdly enough, the second place is actually a Complete Unknown. I actually like the use of sound in that movie, but I gotta go Dune. Well, again, a lot of it sticks out more. Best original song, not a great lineup. 2 of these overlap. That's Like a Bird and Mi Camino. Those are the only 2 that overlap in my personal lineup. Honestly, Mi Camino kind of bangs. I can't lie, but it's Like a Bird from Sing Sing. It just makes me happy. It's such a nice beat, such a nice everything. Best score. It's not even a question for me. It's The Brutalist. I think Wicked being here is stupid. I don't like that score, honestly. Like, the only parts of like the score, it's not because they're not nominating the music. They're nominating like the background score, and it's only good when it samples the songs. Conclave score is pretty solid. Wild Robot score is pretty fantastic, but The Brutalist, those horns, they fucking hit. Animated short. I already did a video on all the shorts, so I won't be too much. I thought Magic Candies was my favorite. It made me, it's a very cute movie. It's very sweet. and had a nice emotional little crux in it. And The Shadow of the Cypress is also really good. Wonder to Wonder was really sick. Live action short, this is, I gotta go with The Man Who Cannot Remain Silent. Not all of these were terrific. Honestly, I think I only really loved that one. Alien, I didn't love, although it was dangerously close. But The Man Who Cannot Remain Silent, that little shift in tone was, oof, man, it hit home. Documentary short, no question, it's Incident. Easily the best of the bunch. It's brilliant investigative journalism. It's successfully overwhelming. It is a lot to take in, really. It really is. But it's so effective in making you angry, but not in a cheap way. Best documentary. No, honestly, I actually like all of these, but No Other Land is just simply the best of the bunch. Porcelain War is fine. Black Box Diaries, soundtrack to Coup d'etat, and Sugar Cane are all fantastic as well. But man, No Other Land is something else. That little footnote at the end that this movie was done right before the attack on October the 7th. Oof. It's something else. International feature. Oh man, only one of these overlapped with my personal lineup, and that is I'm Still Here. I'll talk about that a little more because I didn't do a review on it when I get to picture, but yeah, I loved I'm Still Here. I think the movie's fantastic. Emilia Perez, I'm not really big on. Flo is pretty good. I actually like Girl with the Needle quite a bit. That's actually my second pick here. But yeah, I'm Still Here. I love it. Animated feature. This is no brainer for me. It's a Memoir of a Snail. Wallace and Gromit, I actually loved Wallace and Gromit, but Memoir of a Snail made me cry. None of these other films can say that. You know, it had a brilliant animation. It had a really nice. It was funny. It's dark. It's innovative. It's gotta be Memoir of a Snail. We're into the big boys. Adapted screenplay. Jesus Christ. This is Nickel Wars' Sing Sing for me. I think Nickel Wars is just so brilliant. A lot of it is, you know, what they do with the direction, granted. But I also think what they did in the writing, the structure was also really smart. I think Nickel Boys, that's what I'm going with. Although, shout out to Sing Sing. Blade Unknown, Emilia Perez, get the fuck out of my face. Original screenplay, September 5, you know me. September 5 fans, we'll have our retribution, I swear. I go with the Nora. I mean, it's my favorite movie of the year. I gotta go with it. The substance is really smart. I actually love A Real Pain script, and the Brutalist script, I think, gets, you know, not enough attention since so much of the attention goes to Brady Corbet for his direction. But the script is also pretty brilliant. But, man, Anora, with its structure, with its dialogue, a lot of it is improvised, granted, but I'm not undervaluing Anora. Supporting actress, one of these overlap with my personal lineup, and that is Felicity Jones for The Brutalist. But honestly, I can't complain about this lineup. These are all pretty great. I didn't like A Complete Unknown, but honestly, Monica Barbaro was pretty fantastic in it. Same goes for Zoe Saldana and Emilia Perez. You know, again, don't love the movie, but she was terrific. But Felicity Jones, she owns that second half. Not as much as Brody does, but she kills it. Like that scene where she confronts Harrison. Oof. Oof. Supporting actor. Once again, there's only one overlap with my personal lineup, and it's not Guy Pearce. It's who's gonna win. It's Kieran Culkin. I love Kieran Culkin in this movie. He does, you know, him and Eisenberg do this thing where they kind of play their strengths, but like to the advantage of the film and the overarching themes. A lot of the movie doesn't work if Culkin isn't like bringing so much to it. Like like that little monologue he has about his grandmother early on. Like, I don't know. I whenever I hear he's just playing himself, I go, fuck off. Like, aren't you undervaluing him a little bit? Actress. It's Mikey Madison. She is unbelievable in this movie. Once you like see what she's like in real life, it's just a completely different human. She's just so like, she brings so much humanity to this character. Like, truly. Demi Moore is also terrific. Fernanda Torres is terrific, and I'm Still Here as well. And you know what? Fuck this woman, but Carla Sofia Gascon, I thought she was pretty great in Emilia Perez. But Mikey Madison, man, that you just want to fucking drop your knees. Like, I'd be scared of this woman. Of Annie, not Mikey. Best actor. Can you imagine if I didn't say Adrian Brody? All of these are really fantastic. These are all fantastic. But Adrian Brody, that guy, it's one of those, just a stare can tell so many things. Like man, the delivery mixed with his accent. Oh. The Brutalist overall, I think, is gonna last like a generation. But this performance alone is like, it's gonna like stand in the way of like, you know, something like how Heath Ledger and like Daniel Day-Lewis and There'll Be Blood are still talked about. I think that's Adrian Brody right there. Director. My personal winners, which is Ramel Ross and Denis Villeneuve, are not here. So of this lineup, it's got to be Brady Corbet. The VistaVision, the scale of this movie, despite the budget being so low. I mean, how do you not? I think what Coralie Farjat and Sean Baker did are also pretty spectacular. And honestly, I'm not angry at Jacques Audiard's direction. Like, that's not the issue with the movie. But it's got to be Corbet. And then picture, I guess I got to rank them. If this is a ballot, I rank them. Last place is A Complete Unknown, pretty easily. I don't like that movie. I don't think it's very good. There's a line in the movie where Chalamet goes, you can be beautiful, you can be ugly, but you can't be plain. But this movie's plain as hell. It's a movie that just doesn't really, like, it insists on the importance of Bob Dylan without giving it, without I guess understanding why. That I do have Amelia Perez after that. I'm not in the this is the worst movie ever train that everyone else is in. I do kind of admire some ambitious elements of it. But yeah, that it's such a mess. It's one of the only two I don't like. Wicked is probably after that. I really like Wicked. I do. The fact that it's nominated for Best Picture is a little crazy. But, performances are really good. Grande and Arrivo are pretty terrific. It is pretty visually repulsive, and there's definitely a lot of, live-action Disney moments. But overall, I was really into it, and I am, genuinely excited for part 2. I think I'd go Conclave next. After that, I think I love the rest of these. Conclave is, I love it. Any movie that takes jabs at the Catholic Church is, deserved, because, they're hypocrites. The cast, amazing. I love the tension. I loved, I think the script is really good. I think Berger's direction is solid, although nothing to gawk at. Definitely deserve it over Mangold, though. Yeah, I think Conclave, and then I'm Still Here after that, I'd say. I'm Still Here, I didn't put a review out for it, so I guess I'll go a little deeper. I think this movie's terrific. I loved it. In fact, I was the only one who saw this instead of Amelia Perez during the premieres at TIFF. Brazil, don't come at me. But yeah, Fernando Torres is terrific. I think the fact that the first 30 minutes of this movie is just the family being, loving each other with very little inklings of the military dictatorship in the background. It's implied for sure, but it's not the point. It's more just about this family loving each other. And then obviously the worst thing happens. It's kind of watching Fernando Torres' character, come to terms with it in a way, but also, trying to find what happened. It's very powerful stuff. I think it's really well shot. I love how unsensationalized I'm Still Here is. The ending, the final 20 minutes, man, they hit home. They hit hard in the heart. I love that I'm Still Here. I think it's more of a attribution to the final movies in this lineup that it's number 6. After that, I go to Substance. This movie's fucking nuts, man. This movie's fucking nuts. Love Demi Moore. I love I like Mark Qualley a lot, actually. I love the originality. The movie's just, I'm absolute commitment to being off the walls as humanly possible. Not even it goes beyond that, actually. It makes you laugh. It makes you squirm. It's got a really good message about not just body positivity, but how women start to hate themselves because of it, because of these awful beauty standards. It's terrific. The Brutalist is probably next, which seems low considering how much I talk about it, but I like the other 3 more. I mean, I've said what I have to say about this movie plenty of times already. I think this movie's breathtaking, gonna be studied forever. Nothing about it feels gimmicky. It's such a brilliant condemnation of the American dream, how it's a lie. The immigrant experience feels very lived in, thanks to Adrian Brody's brilliant, towering performance. Number 3, I'm going Nickel Boys, which I think is a pure masterpiece. The first person perspective thing, I'm sorry, it's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. It gives this movie a new level. It makes this movie apart from the whole black trauma that we're used to, where it's kind of not exploiting it, but exploiting the devastating black history for Oscar voters. Instead, Ramel Ross went for something a little more real. It's about how love conquers all, in a way. Just it's in a pretty interesting structure and a very devastating premise. I'm going Dune, but I saw plenty of times in theaters for number 2. I mean, it's the sickest thing. Scale, brilliant. It makes you clench. The entire second half makes you clench. I just, you can't get enough of it. If it went back in IMAX, I'd go see it a couple more times. And then Anora's number 1, my favorite movie of the year, and it might be the winner for the Best Picture, so that makes you happy. Mikey Madison, terrific. Sean Baker, he's brilliant. His ability to breathe so much authenticity in such absurd situations is really a gift. He is so talented. This movie's ending puts the movie in such a different perspective, even though the whole movie is so chaotic and funny and fascinating. Tyrone Sable's terrific, not just Mikey. Yeah, I love this movie. Anora, if you win, I'll be happy. And that's my ballot. Aren't you happy now? Aren't you glad you watched that video? Well, let's grab and share. Prediction videos coming soon. Real soon. We're almost at the end. Bye-bye.